Welcome back. So, in this explainer, we're diving into one of the most powerful images in mythology, the three cosmic strides of the god Vishnu. Now, it's a story a lot of us think we know, right? But what if the version we're all familiar with is really just the final chapter? Its real origins, well, they're way more ancient and symbolic than you might think.
You've probably heard the epic tale, the dwarf avatar Vamana, who cleverly asks the demon king Bali for just 3 paces of land. And when Bali agrees, boom, Vamana becomes this cosmic giant covering the entire heavens and the earth in just 2 steps. It's an incredible story, but what if I told you that it's actually the evolution of a much, much older and more abstract idea?
To really find the source of this story, we've got to go back in time. I'm talking way before the epic Puranic tales, to one of the foundational texts of Hindu philosophy. We're pulling from the Satapatha Brahmana, which is this ancient, incredibly important commentary on the Vedas. And get this, in this text, Vishnu's 3 strides aren't a story about tricking some king. Nope. Instead, they're a deep, profound allegory for something that happens every single day, the journey of the sun across the sky.
Okay, this is the absolute core concept you need to grasp. In this early Vedic world, Vishnu isn't just like the sun or associated with the sun. The text is super clear. The sun is Vishnu. So that whole act of taking 3 strides, it becomes this powerful metaphor for the sun's daily movement and its absolute, total dominion over everything its light touches.
The Satapatha Brahmana just lays it out so beautifully. The first stride, called Vikramana, that's the sun rising, covering the entire earth with light. The second, Vikranta, is its journey across the sky at midday. And the third stride, Kranta, that's the sunset, which symbolically envelops the highest heavens, the Duloka. So in just 3 simple steps, the entire cosmos is covered.
So by taking these 3 strides, Vishnu, as the sun, is basically establishing his supreme power over every single realm of existence. He ascends high above all of creation, proving his superiority and setting himself up in the highest possible place. It's this potent symbol of cosmic order and divine power.
But, in Vedic thought, the symbolism rarely just stops at one layer. It's always deeper. This cosmic map of the sun's journey is also woven into the very fabric of the sacred language itself.
Now, this is where it gets really, really interesting. The source explains that each one of Vishnu's strides is linked to a specific Vedic poetic meter, the rhythmic patterns of sacred chants. So the stride on earth is tied to the Gayatri meter. The one across the sky is linked to Jagati, and the one in the heavens to Anustup. What this means is that conquering the universe isn't just a physical thing, it's also a symbolic mastery over the sacred verses that are thought to define and literally create reality. Just wow.
Okay, so that brings up the big question, right? How on earth does this incredibly complex, abstract solar allegory about poetry and cosmic realms turn into this dramatic, action-packed story about a dwarf and a demon king?
Well, the answer really lies in the natural evolution of storytelling, which started out as this profound symbol for cosmic order, Vishnu as the sun, was eventually personified. This abstract principle was given a face, a personality, a dramatic plot, all of which makes the super deep concept way more accessible and memorable for everyone.
And hey, this isn't just us speculating here. The source actually says that this ancient Vedic description is the basis for the later Puranic story of Vastu Vamana. The original allegory was literally the seed from which the whole epic story of Trivikrama, he of the 3 strides, grew.
And just when you think you've got it all figured out, there's one final layer we need to unpack to really get the full Vedic worldview. This idea of cosmic power wasn't just about Vishnu alone, it was actually part of a broader interconnected trinity. This reveals a kind of trinity, all within a single big idea. The divine principle of energy or fire was seen to show up in 3 different ways. You've got Agni, the physical fire right here on Earth, then there's Surya, the celestial fire in the sky, the sun, and then there's Vishnu, who represents the highest form, that divine cosmic principle that holds everything together. So they aren't really separate gods, but different facets of the exact same divine entity.
So when you look at the whole picture, the story of Vishnu's 3 strides is just a perfect case study in how mythology evolves. We can literally see how a profound philosophical and astronomical idea can transform over centuries, going from this abstract symbol of solar power into one of the most powerful and beloved stories ever told. This whole journey really shows that behind these amazing, captivating stories, there's often a deeply refined thought and approach. The mythology isn't just a random collection of tales, it's a vehicle. It's a way of transporting these complex, philosophical, and spiritual ideas through time.
And that kind of leaves us with a final thought, doesn't it? If a story this famous has such incredibly deep roots in the movement of the sun and the very structure of poetry, it just makes you wonder, how many other myths that we think we know are just the tiny tip of a massive symbolic iceberg?